On to Hive 2 this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Same sort of plan. We are going to dig into this hive, see if we can find our queen. I know she's in here. She's been just super active. She's an awesome queen so far. The only challenge is I haven't seen her. So today I am going to try to see her and see if we can mark her. Same kind of thing. We're going to add a third box. This hive's population is even stronger than that hive's population. So the point of adding a second box here is absolutely critical. Still just taking another look. I don't even know that that's a mite that I have. But I'm going to count it as one mite for the other hive. And if you're wondering about killing the bees, like I said, it's kind of the way I look at it is it's like going to the doctor's office. It has to happen, and we've got to keep an eye on these varroa mite. If you don't know, this year saw a 70, I believe, and they still aren't even sure that number's right. It might be higher. 70% decline in the bee population this year. And these are farmed bees, and like I said, a lot of theories on why that's happening. I think everybody immediately wants to blame it on and pesticides and varroa destructor mite, and yes, I certainly think that those are playing a major role in this. Disease is absolutely playing a major role in what's happening with the bees. But what I don't know that most people know is how bees come back. So if we lose 70% every year, how do we get them back? If we lost 70% of the goats in a year, it'd be really hard to get them back, right? And what's happening is right now, basically, all beekeepers are starting to look to artificially split their hives. And what that simply means is that if I know that my queen is down there and she's got eggs, larvae, and brood, I can take this hive and put it somewhere else, facing the opposite direction or whatever, get these bees to reorient, and as long as there's some eggs and some resources up here, they will build another queen. That's called splitting a hive. That's an artificial split. And that's one method of it. There are a million. You can look them up. Everybody's got their own preferred method. But that's essentially what you're doing, is you're creating a fake swarm, and so the bees think they have reproduced. And one theory I've kind of got, and I know it's not the only reason, but I kind of think of like puppy mills. If you have a puppy who's just only making babies and not getting any of the other benefits of living that puppy life, eventually they get stressed and they start to fall apart. And I personally feel like we are over splitting our hives because the goal of every beekeeper is to maximize honey yield. And because I am not in this to maximize honey yield, I don't really give a crap if I get a liter of honey, a gallon of honey, or 15 gallons of honey. I'm not going to artificially split my hives. In fact, I'm going to let them swarm. And on the front of my land, about 300 yards that way, I've got a swarm trap, and I'll make a video about that should I ever catch one. But I've got one of Dr. Leo, again, I think it's Shashanki or something like that. Dr. Leo, if you look him up, Dr. Leo, Horizontal Hives Beekeeping, I've got one of his swarm traps with a hive that was made from his land's hive instructions. Actually, I have 3 of them. Real quick, second frame in, this side has capped brood. I got a little bit of burr comb on the bottom, but I'm not going to mess with that too much right now. A little bit of honey. They're putting some pollen up here. So this is pretty good. But it's already capped. Just getting that comb off of the bottom of the frame. There is definitely larvae of all stages. I am not seeing a whole lot of eggs. This one is a kind of a weird laying pattern. I got some drones up at the top. So what's interesting about this hive, you have honey over here, and they've got a drone pattern here, but they don't have a lot of, or not a drone, I'm sorry, a brood pattern, but it's not like a really strong brood pattern. This is a little bit better, but still not super strong. But we have brood in the downstairs, and that's the early stages. I didn't see a lot of eggs. Sorry, just trying. I think she got her leg stuck in it when I pinched it. There we go. All right. So that one has some drone brood on it. Not much, just a couple. But that means they're getting boys in here, and that means that there is mating probably going to be happening here soon. This is a really light frame. Oh, but it's all laid out. A lot of larvae at different stages, some pollen, not a lot of honey, but they're getting ready to start capping some of this brood. There's no capped brood, but there's certainly mature larvae. I'm going to keep an eye out for my queen on this frame and see, but I don't see her. This queen is like queen elusivity. The other queen I see all the time. This queen, she likes to hide from me. And when you're looking for your queen, start from the outside in, because she'll probably be moving from inside to out. So rather than starting and chasing her from the inside and going out, start from the outside in. That's just one tip I've learned. So this one's interesting. It's got eggs, larvae, brood. Oh, it's all laid out. Yeah, this is a strong frame. This is very laid out. Again, I got to mark my queen if I can find her. So some of these frames I might give a little extra glance to, but I don't see her there. But that one is fully laid out, so that's all. She's already been there, which is great. I can see some more drone brood in here. So one thing I'm on the lookout for now, this year already, is queen cells. If they're looking to, wow, this is all, I mean, that's a strong brood pattern right there. That's good. They're getting ready to cap it. It's laid all the way out to the edges. They've got pollen. Yeah, this hive, I think, is my first candidate for a swarm. And so what I'm doing is keeping a very, oh, there's my queen. Son of a gun. Oh, where'd she go now? Oh, there she is. Haha! Success! Now these guys are going to be pissed off because I didn't get any attendance in with her. I'm going to mark her red too. So for me, red will be 2024 bees. So, her queen. She was mated, we believe, at the very, very end of 2024. So I feel pretty comfortable. Man, she is a good-looking queen. Well, son of a biscuit. There we go. Oh, geez. All right. I'm 2 for 2. That queen is marked, and I've never seen her. Not ever. That's the first time I've ever seen her that I can recall. So, note from my book, 2024 queens marked with pink. Boy, that makes this whole thing worth it. So I'm stoked. That's awesome. What a good find. And we've got some drones getting laid out. That's why I think this frame, or this hive, is probably the most likely candidate for a swarm. And I think that I'm going to put that box up here in hopes that, yeah, look at this. I mean, that's all drawn out. And then there's a ton of drone comb or drone brood at the bottom, all laid out. This queen is just a gangster. She is hardcore. This hive, I didn't expect it to make it through the winter originally. I don't know if anybody knows this, but I had 3 hives out here at the end of last year, and one of my queens died unexpectedly, just full of brood. This hive is gonna explode. So I've got 1, 2, 3, I think 4. Yeah, I've got 4 frames with brood down here, so I call it 3.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would call it 3.5 frames of brood down here, and I mean, it is just going to be amazing. This hive is going to explode. So I think, like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that other deep on here, and I'm just going to see what they do. And now I can pick a frame upstairs to do my mite wash on, and I don't have to worry because I know she's down here. That's old capped honey right there. In fact, I think I'm going to swap that one around. Put the honey to the inside. All right. Well, that is awesome. I had not seen her. I've not been around her. And I'm going to close this one up, and I'm going to put her back in there so that they calm down, and then I'm going to do everything else over here. They are not happy that I have her out, but I got to let that ink dry, or that paint dry. Yeah, we have 4.5, 5, almost 5 frames of brood down here already. It's insane. And then when I put this other box on, if you're a beekeeper, then you might ask yourself, well, or if you're a new beekeeper, you might say, well, why not just super it? And the fact of the matter is that we don't have a nectar flow right now. There's nothing that these bees are out collecting. What I'm gonna do is give them some added space that is going to allow them to feel like, okay, cool, we can stay here. So I'm gonna release my queen into the wild. Nah, mama. Dude, I've marked 2 queens today. I'm 2 for 2. I'm feeling pretty good. One thing I didn't do on the last hive that I should have is weigh it. So one thing I'm going to do to this hive is weigh it. That at all, did they? Okay, so real quick, show you how to weigh a hive, and of course I dropped it. This is just a luggage scale, and I just take it and lift it from the front. I got about 15 pounds, and take it from the back. Got a 12 and a half. Okay, and I think what I do is I add those 2 together, so I'm about 22 pounds down here. And what I'll do later, just so you know, is I will go back and actually watch all of these and see what I've got. This one's 17.6 on one side. Almost dead on right now. Whew, I'm a hot mess today. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to smoke them. You see, they're pretty aggressive, like they've been coming right at me. This hive, it's funny because this hive is defensive. And although I don't want to raise defensive bees, I'm trying not to breed anything out of them because the queen is also really strong. So if I got another one of these hives, even as defensive as they are, I would be super happy. Because this hive is just absolutely pushing the limits of what a hive should be doing in April. I mean, look at this. That's after smoking them down. I mean, that's crazy. It's April like 4th, you know? Or no, it's yeah. What was 1st, 2nd, 3rd, yeah, 4th, 5th, something like that. I don't know the date, but it's Sunday, whatever it is, April 4th or 5th. And I mean, right now I should have 1 box. Like when you inspected the ones that we had yesterday, most of those boxes were all empty. They had decimated all of their resources, meaning all their honey, their nectar, everything that they had in their box. And I mean, they were decimated. Like, I would say out of the, I don't know, 15 hives we looked at yesterday, I would be willing to bet that 12 at least were just awful. Okay, so now that we know we've got our queen downstairs and we've got her marked, super stoked. First frame is honey. I can go through this one really quick, but I want to see the whole hive. Again, kind of honey, some dead bees. And on this hive, one thing I'm really keeping an eye out for is queen cells. So I got 2 frames of honey up here, that's good. This frame feels mostly empty. They're putting, oh, we're already getting some nectar. See, this is what I'm talking about. We already have some nectar in here. So they're already bringing liquid in. And I haven't given these bees any supplements at all. So any nectar they're bringing in naturally. So that's huge. So they're already on their own little mini nectar gathering. These are all, oh wow. All right, well, there's going to be some brood up here. She's been up here. There's eggs, small larvae. Okay, so that's one frame with some brood on it. I've got two frames of honey so far. One frame with kind of partial honey, partial. Now I want to check it. And this one also has some nectar, that's right. So this is a resource frame as far as food goes. But they're already putting nectar there, so that's good. Hey, let's not. Hey. They're not happy that I'm still messing with them, poor things. Oh, yep. See, they already have a queen cell. It did not have anything in it, but they definitely already had a queen cell. And that, oh gosh, they got two. Huh. Nothing in them, but that is two queen cells getting started. Oh my God, my queen's back up here. Alright, so I pushed her back down. Oh wow, there's all kinds of eggs, larvae. No wonder she was back up here. So that's two frames now up here with eggs, larvae, brood. I shook her down. We'll see if she comes back up. That had eggs, larvae, and brood on it. That's why we mark her, because I wouldn't have seen that, and I would have thought she was still downstairs. This one is all capped on both sides, and I'm getting some drone. Now, I'm not looking for her, perhaps, or per se, but I am looking for queen cells. I'm looking to see what this hive's, I'm basically trying to read what this hive's trying to do. Because this hive has nectar in it already. Oh, there's queen cells right there. But these are more supersedure cells, and I cannot imagine them wanting to supersede this queen. Those are in the middle of the hive. Middle of the frame, I should say. Okay. I think this may be my check frame. And then the last frame in here is all honey, and it's just blockbusters full of honey. So I think this is going to be my frame for Mite check. Boy, well, I'm falling apart here. Okay, so I've got my Mite wash here. Again, I'm going to take a quick cursory glance, and just since she came back up so fast, I want to make sure she didn't get up here. She did not. And like I said, bees, they don't know that they're dead. They just have one job. You can cut a bee's abdomen off, and if it can still move, it will still be imitating like it's just doing the job. It's the craziest thing, and I know everybody has a hard time with it because you really are killing some of your bees. But in the long run, when you see what Varroa is doing to our bee populations, and there are some really, really cool things that are coming out with regards to Varroa control. There are plenty of companies. One that I'm talking to right now is called Beewise, and Beewise is building robotic beehives that will manipulate frames, and it'll analyze them, and it'll actually be able to use artificial intelligence to determine the number of Varroa mite in the hive. It will be able to identify diseases and disease patterns more quickly. It will be able to identify pesticide loads, and it'll be able to push that data out to the scientific community in order to provide a better future for the bees. So that said, I'm down here, I'm on a couple minutes now, and I'm here to tell you what, I don't see any Varroa. Which is great. So now what I need to do is to make sure that I check them every 2 to 3 weeks, and I need to make sure that I'm handling them appropriately for the next 2 to 3 weeks. So that's hive inspection number 2. And we had the goal of marking our queen, check. And we had the goal of doing a mite wash, and we did that. And now we are going to finish with our goal of adding a 3rd deep, or some people call it a medium, because this isn't technically a deep, it's a medium. But we're going to add one here. And we're going to give these guys some more space. So, got a couple of the girls on the drop, but shit happens. I try not to do that. I hate getting them. But we're going to give these guys plenty of room now. I mean, she's laid in both boxes, and I'll go back and get the exact numbers. But she is definitely laid in both boxes. This box up here has a couple frames of honey, and it's also got some of their beeswax, so the smell will draw them up. And by next week, or next inspection, when we do this, we should have bees all the way up. And given the amount of population that she's got going in there, I think we timed this perfectly. This population may still very well decide to swarm, and if it does, I'm going to let it. Because again, I'm not in this for the honey. And if they swarm, I have a swarm trap on the front end of my land, and I've got a laying hive set up out there that I would hope to capture them in. And if I do, then I will have successfully naturally split these hives. I won't have stressed them by manually splitting them. I'll let them do what they want to do when they want to do it. And I'll also have recaptured half my bees from my yard. So that's it for today. We're on to another rockin' week next week. We've got rain 2 or 3 days next week, and I put a ton of clover out here. I put a ton of wildflower out here, so kind of over, I don't know if you can see, but over in this area and then back up over here, we should just have a ton of wildflower this year. So trying to get everything we can done for the bees and make magic happen. Have a great day.